Hi everybody, I'm Farmer Luke.
Hi everybody, I'm Farmer Clive.
And we're standing in the field of my sugar beet.
And this sugar beet field was drilled beginning of April and we hope to have it harvested by December.
Now this field was drilled with 120,000 seeds a hectare. Now a hectare is just under 2 football fields. So should we see how we put those seeds in the ground and how the journey of the sugar beet goes?
Now sugar beet is obviously a root crop, so we tend to prepare the soil for the crop by ploughing it in the winter. So what you do, we plough it in the sort of November time and hope that then it gets a nice frost on it to get some nice soft mould. The frost gets in the soil, and so we can get a nice seed bed with the bits of equipment that we use to prepare the soil for that. Right, so we're preparing the sugar beet land. It's been ploughed. What happens then, we go over it with this about a day or 2 days in front of the drill, just to level it off, just to move the soil and freshen it up sort of thing, and just to make it sort of nice and level. It's called a Dutch harrow. They've been about for years, and this one's actually 5 metres and it's hydraulic folding at the moment. It's down in work mode, and it's a local one. It's a Cousins, British made.
So after the field's seen the Dutch harrow, we use one of these. It's called a ConSkilled Germinator. It has a cage wheel at the front, a set of tines that bust the clods open, and then another cage to push the soil back down again, a little flicky device to make sure that it doesn't stick down or go down like concrete. And this is in transport mode at the minute. The main thing with this, it leaves the beet land level, because when the sugar beet drills come, we want a nice even consistency of drilling depth. The sugar beet light's going in about ½ inch. So yeah, that's the next stage for drilling.
Right, so this is how we plant the sugar beet seeds. Obviously, individual coulters, boxes will hold the seed. This was a 12 rows, we'll try 12 rows at a time. Just fills the hopper up with seed. And then it's positionally dropped. There's a reel in there, like a wheel with holes in, that the seed drop into, and they drop out the coulter at the bottom at the seed spacing. We're mostly working on about 17, 18 centimetre spacing, about that sort of distance. It's called a precision drill because obviously it precisionally plants it. There's a little wheel at the back to consolidate the soil, so because you need good soil to seed contact. And when the weather comes right, it comes up.
So as you see, the sugar beet is drilled in rows. And the one thing about drilling sugar beet in rows is we have weeds that come in between the rows. To combat this, we use this. This is an Interrow cultivator. It's folded up a minute, but we can hoe 12 rows at a time. And it's got blades on it that cut weeds that grow in between the sugar beet crop out, enabling us to use less herbicides on the sugar beet crops. Now, to lift the sugar beet, or harvest the sugar beet, we use something called a sugar beet harvester. Now, because of my small acreage, it's not financially viable for me to own a sugar beet harvester. But I have kind of got a sugar beet harvester, and I'll show you. Ta-da! This is a small scale model of the actual sugar beet harvester that comes to lift my crop. Now, how the sugar beet harvester works is, if my glamorous assistant Farmer Clive here, this is one that we just pulled out of the ground. The sugar beet harvester tops the crop, because this bit of the leaves we don't want. This is the bit we're after, and this is what contains the sugar. So the sugar beet harvester comes along, tops the crop, squeezes the sugar beet out the ground into the tank, where it's then tipped into a trailer, then gets stored either on the headland of the field or goes back to the farm to get clamped up so it doesn't get frosted over the winter, because sugar beet does not like frost. But it's the only crop we can actually store outside. It's growing outside, and as long as it's not frosty, it'll quite happily stay there for a couple of months for the hauliers to come in with lorries to take to the factory to be produced into sugar.
Right, now it's harvested, it's in the clamp. The hauliers come and collect the sugar beet, and it's processed in the factory, which is no more than 40 miles away from this field. And what they want to do is process the sugar beet to extract the sugar from it.
So, out of this field that we're standing in now, we hope to get 80,000 bags of sugar. Now, all the sugar beet that I grow, and mainly grown in the country, goes to British Sugar that makes Silver Spoon products. So I guarantee next time you go shopping, you see a Silver Spoon bag of sugar there, you have more or less driven by a field of sugar beet that's been grown for that sugar.
And look for the red tractor sign on the bag, which means it's crop assured. And keep buying British, support British farming.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found that enjoyable and informative. And I'll see you again next time. Say goodbye, Farmer Clive.
I've just thrown the sugar beet away.
Don't do that, don't.